Welcome back to the Funk Cafe. I'm your man DJ Funk. And I know it's been a minute, but life is life. And you gotta get in when you fit in. So I guess I'm fitting in right now because I turned the camera on. Whew, 3-day weekend. Happy 4th of July coming up tomorrow. And I just was down here playing some music, going through records and CDs. Yes, hey, it's not that much coming out like jazz and rock and pop as far as R&B, funk music. So you got to stay on them CDs if you're a physical media uh, collector, which I am. The streaming just don't do it for me. The only thing streaming is good for me, it gives me an opportunity to sample something new of an artist that I not familiar with. And if I'm going to spend 25, 35, 40, $50, $60, it all depends on the record, I got to know what I'm buying. I just had to. The day of going out just randomly buying is over because the prices are too damn high to be doing that. And I'm sure the majority of y'all will agree with that. I mean, you can't spend that kind of money and hoping it's going to sound good. No, you got to know. But I just decided to turn on the camera because I know it's been a while. And hey, I appreciate my 135 subscribers. So I just didn't want to just leave you hanging without me popping on, and doing something. Because it's all about sharing and talking about music. That's why we do this, right? Okay. I was listening, because I'll put it this way. I've been getting into new artists, trying to stay up current. I just don't want to be the grumpy old man. Just think the only good music is music back in my time. Because if your parents did you like that, like, what are you listening to? I don't want to become that. So I've been out, pretty much getting up and experimenting on new stuff. And it actually brought me to this conversation I'm about to have with you and made me cut on the camera was, okay, I was listening to this artist called Tink. Hopeless Romance. Or I should say Hopeless Romantic. Now, this album, I enjoyed. I bought this a few years ago. Let me see. This came out, 2 years ago. 2020. And I enjoy it. The vocals are pretty much what they're kind of doing now, the auto-tune type vocals, the droney, laid back kind of sound. But I enjoy it. But listening to this album, it kind of had me thinking how love songs, how should I put it, has evolved to, I don't know if you call it old love or new love. Or I should say new love. Because I was listening to it and, even though she's singing about love and being loved or being kind of mistreated by love, so to speak, the words and the way she says stuff, it like sometime in the song she's referring to the person as the N-word. N-word this, N-word that. I love an N-word that does this. I don't like an N-word that does this. You're hearing that in some of these songs. And, of course, the B-word, like that in some of these songs. And she's singing. And yet, it's about love. And, like, I will give you some of the titles here. Like, it's starting off, got, I ain't got time today, stuck, come get it, You already know. F around, okay, cut it out. Doggy style, can't let go. Two or three, freaky, switched up, never, hopelessly romantic. Hopeless romantic, I'm sorry. So you hear those titles, but then you hear the songs, and it's definitely a new way of talking about love that if you're an old school person that listens to Luther, Teddy Pendergrass, you know, the OJ's, Marvin Gaye, the Supremes, stuff like that, when he sung about love, and he actually used the words that you relate to love, honey, sweetie, I love you, that kind of stuff. Versus you don't hear that. You hear all the other stuff I was talking about. But she's talking about love. She's talking about disappointment and relationships and stuff. So I just thought that was interesting. It just made me think like, okay, this is a new way of singing about love or disappointment in love in relationships versus the day of old when they actually used the words I mentioned, honey, sweetie, I love you, you know, sad, bitter, you know, that kind of stuff. So I just thought that was kind of interesting listening to this new artist. And she also came out with her latest album, Heat of the Moment. And when I saw it, you know, like I said, I enjoyed the first album, so of course I jumped on the second release. She got something else out there too I saw that I got to pick up. I can say I'm following her. I'm following her because I'm interested in new artists. And since I figured I don't get on the first album, rather than catching up, I'm kind of thinking I'm right there with her. So I snagged the second release from her, and it's a 2-record set. Okay, and pretty much the same, but I see a little more maturity in the way she expresses herself, or should I say, different, a little more or less of a lot of N-word use and singing about relationship, love, or whatever, which is good, you know. But I guess I'm just saying, is that new love to the point where the young people understand and relate to that and still take it as you're singing and talking about love versus of the old way where we're used to hearing the other words, honey, sweetie, I love you type way of singing in songs. I just thought that was interesting. That although she's singing about love, it's just the wording and the way she said things in the songs that maybe young people don't even think about it because they understand right off the cuff what she's talking about versus I'm hearing, you know, the N word, the B word, and I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Being old school. So I thought that was kind of interesting. At least in my thoughts of being down here in the Funk Cafe all by myself, to make me cut on the camera and kind of share that with you, then, you know, to see what you might think. You know, drop a comment. Drop a comment and let me know if that is what you think too when you hear love songs that express it in that way, or using more the words that we're not really quite used to people saying and calling us if they love us, versus, you know, the day of old when you actually heard, you know, you know, sweetie, honey, I love you, you know, you my main man, and you my main lady, you know, like, um, let's see, you hear stuff like "You Are My Lady," Freddie Jackson, and uh, "Never Too Much." Just Teddy Pendergrass, "Turn Off the Lights, Close the Door." Barry White, you know, "Your sweetness is my weakness, and my weakness, girl, is you." You know, he wasn't saying N word, you my sweetness, and N word, it is you. You know what I mean? I guess you follow what I'm saying. So I just, you know, wonder what you think about that. Basically, I guess I could say the wording of the young when he talk about love versus the old when he talk about love. It is a difference. I'm hearing it when I'm experimenting more and more with these newer artists that do sing and talk about love versus the old. Oh, it is a difference. So I would just wonder, what you think? So drop a comment, hit me up, and let me know. Do you get it when you hear the Young Love songs versus do you understand it and get it better when you hear the old? Or you could just say, I can deal with both of them, which I can too. But I do know the difference. And when he sang and used different wording for the same meaning, you know, just like, you know, you hear uh, when black people call each other the N word, they say they are taking the power away from it. And when we do it to each other, it's enduring. But the opposite race does it, it's not. That always confused me. It To this day it still does. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you my race or the other race. Don't call me that. You call me that, I'm thinking, what did I do to you to deserve that? That's the old school. But I just thought I'd bounce on. But I'm gonna bounce back. That was just the topic while I'm down here in the Funk Cafe. As you can see, my wall of sound is just blank now because, you know, last month was Black Music Month and I had it all with my anthology up there. So I took that down, packed it away. So I probably would throw something else up there if you like my walls of sound when I put them up there. But that's all I have right now. Thanks for watching. Like I said, 3-day weekend, baby. I'm here in the Funk Cafe, just playing music and thinking. So I just thought I'd cut the camera on. And hey, I might pop back later. Like I say, 3 days. Well, tomorrow's the last day, but hey, enjoy your holiday. DJ Funk, and you know what I'm about to say?